Good afternoon and welcome to News Across Nigeria on Sun TV, your window into the pulse of the nation. Stay ahead of the headlines by following us on Facebook at Sun TV and also subscribing to our YouTube channel at Sun TV Live for more updates and also breaking stories. And now the top stories making headlines. Taraba Governor Abu Kaifas voices frustration over recurring strike as he calls for unity and collaboration to end cycles of strike that brings threats in Taraba. EFCC grants bail to former Sokoto Governor Aminu Tambowa over 189 billion naira alleged fraud. And the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy said Barrow Inland Port is under-revitalized with poor connectivity, announcing plans for rehabilitation. My name is Mercy, and now the news in full. The governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kaifas, has expressed his dissatisfaction with the ongoing strike action, stressing that his address is not confrontational but stems from a shared desire to see the state achieve its best. He lamented, however, that strike actions have become a constant threat, describing them as frustrating.
To be very honest, I'm not in a very happy mood. So this morning I want to speak my heart before we can sit somewhere and discuss after asking questions. I want to speak to everyone in Taraba State and also addressing our union leaders. I'm addressing it today not out of confrontation, but out of deep concern and a shared desire for the progress of our state. Since the inception of my administration, I have always considered our civil servants, our teachers, our university workers, and indeed all the citizens as my first priority. From the first day I took office, we have worked hard to restore dignity in public service, and we are still doing so. We have ensured regular payment of salaries, maintained a minimum wage, provided training, facilitated promotions, and initiated welfare interventions, despite the enormous challenges before us. And yet, I've observed with pain that the threat of strike actions has become an almost constant feature in our labor relations. I must say frankly, this is disturbing, discouraging, and frustrating. Not for me alone, but for the entire people of Taraba State who depend on public service. Let me be very clear. Governance is a collective responsibility. I was elected to serve, yes, but service works best when it is a partnership. I have never claimed perfection, and I'm the first to admit that our resources are limited. But we must be reasonable in our approach to solving our challenges. We face serious crises in our education system, in the state of our roads and bridges, in our security and infrastructure that affect every citizen's daily life. Our classrooms need urgent upgrading. Our children deserve best facilities. Our communities need safer roads and bridges. And our farmers need secure environment to work. Every naira we spend on keeping the state running is a sacrifice we make together. And yet, despite these demands, we have never failed to pay salaries. We have kept faith with the minimum wage. We have opened channels for dialogue. So the question must be asked, what exactly are we striking for?
Continuing his remarks and appealing for unity of purpose, he urges stakeholders to embrace collaboration, warning the Taraba State cannot afford to remain trapped in an endless cycle of strike threats, as such disruptions hinders progress and also undermines the collective aspiration of its people.
Taraba State cannot afford to be in a perpetual cycle of strike threats. We must move from confrontation to collaboration. We must build, not break. I think and believe that our goal is the same. That should be my thinking, to have a better Taraba for ourselves and our children. And if that is so, then this should be the last threat on strike in this state from any quarter. We must work together, we must build together. I've been having sleepless nights. I hardly sleep, thinking of how to move the state forward from insecurity to security, sustaining it, give better life, do all that is necessary. Anytime I travel out to go and engage with people that will come and help us, I will hear strike, I will hear this.
Earlier, the Taraba State Governor Abu Keifas has called on residents to put politics aside and pray for the recovery of his ailing deputy, Aminu Alkali, who has been ill for several months. Speaking in a statewide broadcast on Monday, Keifas cited passages from both the Bible and Quran to emphasize compassion and unity, describing the situation as human rather than political matter, while acknowledging constitutional provision for replacing an incapacitated deputy. Keifas said he would act only if necessary, focusing for now on care and support. The appeal has received a mixed reaction, with some residents holding prayer sessions and others urging clarity on the state's governance under the law.
I call for this press briefing because I'm pressed to make this address regarding the office of the deputy governor because of mischief makers, so that you can hear from me directly. I have had the discussions going on in the media and among our people about the fact that our state has been without an active deputy governor for several months. I understand the concern and questions, and I want to speak to you directly, not just as your governor, but as a fellow human being guided by faith, morality, and conscience. In my years of service in the Nigerian military for 21 years, I learned the meaning of esprit de corps, the spirit of togetherness, where we stand by one another regardless of religion, ethnicity, or background. In the field, we fight together, and if necessary, we make the ultimate sacrifice together. That spirit has not left me, even in politics. Our Deputy Governor, His Excellency, fell ill serving Taraba State faithfully on official duty. This is not political matter. It is a human one. The Constitution gives us laws to follow, and we have done everything required of us under the law. But laws alone are not enough. Morality and conscience must also guide our decisions. Whether you are a Christian, Muslim, or of another faith, one truth binds us all, that God calls us to care for one another. As a Christian, in the Holy Bible, Galatians chapter 6 verse 2 teaches us to bear one another's burden. I've also done my research in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 verse 32 reminds us that whoever saves one life, it is as though he has saved all mankind. These are not religious words, they are moral duties. Our deputy governor served this state with loyalty. Now, in his moment of need, it is our turn to stand by him. Let us lift him in prayers, support his family, and show that in Taraba State, leadership is all about humanity before politics. I want to state here clearly that I have no hidden agenda in the way we are handling this matter. Whatever I want to do as a governor, I have the power to do it. And I have the right to choose whosoever will be my deputy governor. So I want to state here clearly that I have no any hidden agenda. If in the course of time and circumstances the need arises to act accordingly to the Constitution regarding his position, I will not hesitate to do so in the right way. But for now, our duty is clear: to care, to support, and to let compassion lead us. This is not just about politics, I repeat, it is about humanity. If the Constitution that is written by a human being like us has made its own, God has also given us common sense where we can walk along with the Constitution. In some countries, they have written constitutions and unwritten constitutions.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has granted bail to former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal following questionings over alleged fraudulent cash withdrawal totaling 189 billion naira. Tambuwal, who governed the state from 2015 to 2023, was detained at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja after arriving on Monday morning for interrogation. Sources said the withdrawal may violate the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Tambuwal met his bail condition, described as not stringent, but his passport remains with the EFCC as investigations continues. Efforts to reach the commission spokesperson for comment were unsuccessful. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adeboyega Oyetola has said that the Barrow Inland Port commissioned in 2019 remains underutilized due to poor road and rail connectivity and navigability. Challenges along the River Niger, speaking before the House of Representatives Hardcore Committee on its rehabilitation, he pledged government's efforts to revitalize the port through dredging infrastructure development, the private sectors and partnership and transparent governance. And NIWA Managing Director Bola Oyebamiji and Transport Minister Seidu Alkali cited inadequate dredging and logistics as key constraints, with Alkali revealing plans for a rail link. Committee Chairman Seidu Abdullahi announced a National Stakeholders Forum and an assessment visit on August 16th to accelerate full operationalization. The Kogi State Police Command has confirmed readiness to secure the Dekina Okura State Constituency by-election on Saturday. Commissioner of Police Maila Dantawaye told journalists in Lokoja that deadline operational plans have been shared with officers and other security agencies, including the DSS, Custom, Immigration, and Civil Defense. The election follows the death of former Representative Nema Paul. Dantawaye highlighted the command's recent achievements, including arrest of 582 suspects and a seizure of firearms and vehicles, and urged public support through credible intelligence. He also stressed ongoing collaboration with the media to enhance accurate reporting and maintain security, describing it as a collective responsibility. Liberia is set to collaborate with Jigawa State on rice farming to boost domestic production, reduce imports, and enhance food security. Deputy Minister of Agriculture David Akwai visited Governor Umar Namadi in Dutse to study Jigawa's rice production expertise. Liberia, which currently imports about 70% of its rice, aims to produce at least 70% of its consumption needs. Governor Namadi highlighted Jigawa's agricultural progress, including expansion of rice cultivation from 70,000 hectares in 2023 to over 200 hectares in 2024, improved irrigation, and investment in farm machinery. Both parties emphasized knowledge sharing to strengthen rice value chains and regional food security. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has warned Nigerians against multiple voter registrations ahead of the continuous voter registration exercise, questioning that offenders risk being completely delisted. Plateau State Resident Electoral Commissioner Alhaji Mohammed Sadiq urged eligible citizens to register or collect their permanent voters card, noting the exercise begins online on August 18. He emphasized that the CVR is strictly for only new voters, PVC collection, transfers, or replacement, and that measures are in place to prevent non-Nigerians from participating. Traditional and political leaders have been called on to sensitize the public about the registration. The Federal High Court in Abuja has scheduled September 24 to 26, 2025 for the federal government to close its case in the decade-long trial of former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, over alleged unlawful possession of firearms and money laundering. Justice Peter Lifu directed the prosecution to present any remaining witnesses and exhibits before Dasuki opens his defense. Dasuki has faced trial since 2015 on 7 amended counts. In a recent hearing, prosecution witnesses Mosiu Mohammed, a DSS exhibit keeper, listed items recovered from Dasuki's residence in Abuja, Kaduna, and Sokoto, including cash, electronics, bank documents, and CDs, all admitted as exhibits by the court. Additional cash recovered in Sokoto is to be presented as exhibits in future hearing. The court warned the government to be ready to conclude its case at the next sitting. A verified eyewitness has come forward to testify about the August 10th altercation between Ibom Air passenger Comfort Emerson and a crew member, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority confirmed. The witness seated beside Emerson during the Uyo-Lagos flight provided a boarding pass to verify his account, offering new perspective on the events prior to takeoff. NCAA has issued a letter of investigation to Ibom Air and will invite the airline and other witnesses for a meeting. The authority emphasized that all culpable parties will be held accountable while reaffirming its commitment to protecting aviation consumers' rights. Separately, the federal government has withdrawn its criminal complaints against Emerson, and the flight ban on musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal has been reduced. Ibom Air has also agreed to withdraw its complaints against Emerson. In Abia State, the state governor, Alex Oti, has congratulated Obinna Oraiku on his appointment as Abia's representative in the Federal Chartered Commission, urging him to use the position to deliver people-oriented service. In a statement by his media advisor, Oti also thanked President Bola Tinubu for the appointment and extended congratulations to other Southeast appointees, including Peter Eze, Jerry Alagbaso, Noel Nkechi Gloria, and Barrister Nkwo Vincent Nduka. The governor emphasized the commission's role in ensuring fairness and equity in public appointments and socio-economic opportunities, pledges support to help the appointees succeed. Oraiku, a former Abia State Finance Commissioner and APC chieftain, has previously been a vocal critic of Oti's policies. In Cross River State, the House of Assembly has approved 642 billion naira supplementary budget for 2025, representing a 26% increase over the original 538 billion naira budget of sustainable growth passed in December 2024. The increase is aimed at supporting Governor Bassey Oto's infrastructural projects across the state's 18 local government areas and also covering new obligations, emergency spending, and recently approved strategic programs. The supplementary budget introduced adjustments across sectors including administration, economy, law and justice, and social service, and will be financed through internal generated revenues, grants, and federal allocations. Assembly Finance Committee Chairman Okun Onua and Speaker Elvet Ayambem emphasized that the budget complies with constitutional provisions and is intended to enhance citizens' welfare. In Kano State, the political party leaders have signed a peace accord ahead of its upcoming by-election scheduled for Saturday, the 16th of August 2025. The agreement was reached at a stakeholders meeting convened by the Kano State Police Command at its Bompai headquarters. The accord covered the Gwari Sanyawa State Constituency rerun and the Bagwai Sanono State Constituency by-election, committing all parties to peaceful and lawful conduct before and during the elections. Police Commissioner Ibrahim Bakori warned that any breach of the accord would be met with decisive action and assured adequate security deployment to safeguard voters and participants. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Stay tuned as we still have exciting stories still ahead.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds, safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way. Are you
Glad to have you back. The chairman of Abeokuta North and South Local Government, Lanre Oyebola Sodipo, and Afiz Balogun have announced plans to register about 8,000 commercial motorcyclists for the Ogun State Health Insurance Scheme. The initiative, part of Governor Dapo Abiodun's drive to expand access to health care for grassroots workers, covers common illnesses such as malaria, typhoid, diabetes, and hypertension, as well as basic surgeries. Subscribers will pay 300 naira daily for 6 days a week with voluntary participation and no penalties for non-enrollment. The program has already registered 900 riders in Abeokuta North, with Abeokuta South set to begin onboarding. Officials emphasized that the scheme does not interfere with existing union ticketing system and has involved key stakeholders since last year to ensure transparency and cooperation. In Zamfara State, the House of Assembly has expressed dissatisfaction with Governor Dawuda Lawal's handling of security in the state, urging the federal government to take direct control of operations. During Tuesday's plenary, members detailed attacks by bandits across numerous communities, citing the state government for failing to provide support of its affected areas. Several lawmakers highlighted villages in Bukuyom North, Bugudu West, Talata, Mafia South, Bukura, Tafe West, Marudun, and Mawu North as heavily affected. Some called for impeachment proceeding against the governor, citing negligence and alleged mistreatment of protesters. Responding, the governor's special assistant on media, Mustafa Jafaru, maintained that security is a federal responsibility and criticized those blaming the governor as misunderstanding the Constitution or acting out of self-interest. Lawmakers urged residents to provide credible information to security agencies while pledging continued advocacy for good governance in the state. Moving on to Akwa Ibom State, the House of Assembly has denied reports that it plans to probe former Governor Udom Emmanuel and Deputy Speaker Kuferebasi Edidem clarified in a statement on Tuesday that no committee have been constituted to investigate the ex-governor, describing the media speculation as baseless. Edidem explained that the matter discussed at the August 7 plenary involved unpaid coconut plantation employees, for which an ad hoc committee was set up to investigate and report within a month. The Assembly urged media outlets to verify facts before publication, warning that inaccurate reporting misleads the public and undermines democratic institutions. And that's the end of this powerful edition of News Across Nigeria on Sun TV. Stay tuned for more exciting programs only on Sun TV as you follow us on Facebook.